I don't know if it's time for us to say Louisville is a legitimate team, but they made a statement on Saturday night. Their ability to hold Notre Dame largely in check was really exciting. And we knew that they had the potential to do that, but there were some questions that we still had about this team going forward. How consistent could the offense be? Could the rushing attack get the ball moving against this Notre Dame defense? Could the front seven for Louisville be disruptive? And we got a lot of answers to that. We'll start with Notre Dame. I think that Notre Dame's defense, despite a couple big plays, played really well. I thought that they were very disruptive. And like I said, they obviously gave up two big runs to Jawar Jordan, but other than that, I thought that they were really good. And obviously, the two runs still count and still hurt them. But I thought that Notre Dame's defense played really well. There were times where Louisville didn't really know what to do. They were getting to the backfield. I think really what hurt them the most is that they were on the field so much. Notre Dame's offense couldn't move the football, and turnovers really hurt Notre Dame. I think that's what really killed the Fighting Irish and what they were trying to do offensively. I thought that Notre Dame's were getting plenty of penetration up front. They were able to get to the quarterback. They were making Jack Plummer feel uncomfortable. They were getting tackles for loss. It's just that they were on the field too much. You just can't expect your defense for any defense that is on the field too much. It doesn't matter who you are. Eventually, you're going to get tired. Eventually, you're going to give up big plays, and that's the proof is that Jawar Jordan's touchdowns came in the second half when Notre Dame's tired because they're on the field so much and their offense can't get anything sustained. They can't get any drives going. They can't get any points on the board. They couldn't do anything. But one thing I'll say that was interesting is Benjamin Morrison definitely got tested. And yeah, Jamari Thrash is good, but I was surprised that Louisville decided to go at him that much. Now, obviously, he played really well and passed the test, but I thought that was a very interesting strategy. Shows maybe speaks more to the confidence of Louisville and what they wanted to do offensively. But that was really interesting. I thought that was a very interesting strategy by Jeff Brom and Brian Brom. I thought that was really cool. Very be able to go at that player that just had a good game against Marvin Harrison Jr. and Mecca Ibuka, someone who has thrived against really good competition. To be able to test him and show, hey, we're not afraid of you. That was really interesting. So we'll go back to Louisville now. Louisville's defense is really underrated. When you look at what they did last year, they were one of the best in terms of being disruptive. I think that this is a group that lost a lot of talent and yet still played really well. I thought that Ron English was doing a great job of dialing up pressure, dialing up certain plays that helped this team get the ball back. And let's just dive into it. They another thing they did, they essentially their strategy was let's go at Notre Dame's best players and just see what happens. What's the worst that can happen? We already know they're good. And there's three guys that I thought that they went after. They went after Audric Estime, and that worked because they held Estime to just 20 yards rushing. Then they also attacked Benjamin Morrison, like we said. Now that one didn't go as well as they thought, but they still tried. The last one they did is they attacked Joe Alt. Now, some of these plays weren't Joe Alt's fault, but they still knocked him down and showed that it doesn't matter. You could have gone at anybody else. They could have gone at any other lineman because we knew that Joe Alt was the strength of this defense and that everyone else left something to be desired. But Joe Alt was someone who is a future first rounder, and Louisville decided we don't care who you are. We're going right at you, and we will test you and prove that you are actually legitimate. And it it's not all Joe Alt's fault. I'm not saying that they went at Joe Alt and it's all his fault that they struggle because Louisville got plenty of penetration against almost everybody. Didn't matter if it was Joe Alt or someone else. They went after it, and it brought a lot of troubles for Notre Dame's offense. And this is a group that we knew was disruptive, and we were just waiting to see it against a team like Notre Dame that can run the football. And Sam Hartman is still a veteran player who brings plenty of experience. And you saw last week against Duke, we saw Sam Hartman lead some really poised drives, and especially the last one that put them up for good we showed that it showed that he's capable of handling the pressure, but Louisville pressured him a ton. They played one of their best games, maybe in Louisville history, because they were able to get after the quarterback so much. They were able to create disruptive plays, and that gave them a lot of success. That gave them a lot of momentum for what they were trying to do in this game, and it was a big reason why they were able to win this game. A big win, 33-20. Pressure that they were able to create with just their front seven was really fun to watch. A number of different looks, different pressure looks, different formations, that kind of stuff. They did a really good job. The offense, like we talked about, Jawar Jordan, stud. Absolutely fun to watch. One of the more underrated players in college football. And he showed how good he can be. He's obviously got good speed, but he also showed that he has the ability to bounce off tacklers and make big plays. I thought again, attacking Benjamin Morrison was one of the more interesting strategies that we saw from this week. We saw them go after him quite a bit. And when you have a player like Jamari Thrash, it's kind of easy to see why you would do that. Thrash is one of the better wide receivers in college football. 75 yards tonight and 1 touchdown. I don't blame them for trying to go after him. They only threw for 145 yards. They rushed for 185. You knew this game was going to be a struggle for both sides, but Louisville found ways to make big plays. They also created turnovers. I thought that they made Sam Hartman very uncomfortable, and getting pressure will do that. So that was really fun to watch. It was fun to see Louisville play at this high level. The crowd was into it. Jack Harlow was in it. Donovan Mitchell was there. He was into it. Everybody was really excited, and it was easy to see why Jeff Brom coming back to Louisville was so exciting. This is the game that you wanted to see from them. There's a lot that they need to do going forward in terms of finding ways to move the ball more efficiently. The defense, though, showed a lot. And when you look at what they have coming up next week against Pitt, Pitt's better than their 1-4 record indicates, so don't sleep on that. But they also still have to face Duke the week after that. They can't get caught looking ahead. They also still have Miami and Kentucky on the schedule. They do not have to play Clemson, which is huge. That being said, they will have to play Florida State or Clemson for the ACC championship. And yes, you can't get caught looking ahead to that, but at this rate, they're probably going to be in there. That's probably going to be a team that you're looking really high on right now because they have the ability to go undefeated. And with the attacking style they play defensively, it's easy to see why someone would not want to face them. And right now, with how the ACC is, it's pretty much Florida State's conference to lose. People will still underrate Louisville because they're waiting to see them play someone in the ACC that is legitimate. They'll have a couple opportunities to do that, but we will see what happens. Louisville is very fun to watch. Jeff Brom continues to find ways to win big games, and Louisville remains undefeated with a lot of momentum heading into the rest of the year.